La 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 la. Welcome to the Freedom and Advantage world where you need love and inspiration. Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Creative Mind of AJ's World. I'm Alex.
I'm Jasmine.
And we're here to let you know that it's all about love, inspiration, and creation. Don't pay this one no mind. But we are excited that you have tuned in. I really am excited. She's excited. And we want to thank all of you that has subscribed, viewed the video, and liked on it. We thank you right now. We appreciate all of it. You know, you didn't have to take out your time to just look at the video, but you did. But if you haven't, we want you to subscribe. Go right below this video and hit on that button. Subscribe and like. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Let everybody know about us, and we will continue to do this every week for you.
Yes. Topic of the day is...
It's all about family. We going there. We going there. The topic of the day is... family love you, but they can't claim you.
Oof.
Because they love you doesn't mean they have the right to tell you what you can do at a certain age, I should say. Let me make that clear. When you're a certain age, when you're out of their house, basically, I'm not talking about y'all ones that's young, the ones that's under 18 years old. And even if you're still living in your parents' house, you still give them the utmost respect. We want to make that clear. Your parents, you give them the utmost respect at all times because it says it in the Bible. Honor your mother or your father or your days won't be long. So you have to do it no matter what. But that goes without saying. Acknowledging them and honoring them. But my thing to you is, we at a certain age don't have to allow ourselves to be trapped in, because family, you know what I mean, can really play such a major impact in your life. And it is a good thing, but sometimes it could be a bad thing. Because they think they're family, they think they can control and tell you what to do and tell you who to date and tell you what religion you should be practicing, to tell you what job you should have, to tell you what kind of school you should go to, what kind of monies you should be making. That's advice.
Where you should be for them and where you should be in their eyes.
Exactly. You know, and they abuse it. They abuse it too much.
You hear it all the time.
They abuse it too much. You know, and if you have something in your heart and desire as to what it is that you want to do, don't let them be the ones to put you down and under, because they be the actual main ones to put you down than the people out on the streets. They will put you down before anybody else puts you down. And if they put you down, you know you ain't gonna make it.
Making you feel guilty, like you're a problem.
Yep, that's correct. I've seen it.
If you don't do it my way, you should feel guilty.
I'm family. I know what I'm talking about. This and that. If I asked you for advice,
what's best for you. Only God knows what's best for you.
Yeah, you shouldn't have that person to have that much control because they're family. If you're aunt, if you're uncle,
mom or dad,
even to that point. You know what I mean? But as I said before, that depends on your age. Because if you're under their roof and, you know, you're underage at that point, you have to really abide by their rules. You know, to a certain extent, if they, you know, want what's best for you, you have to really respect it. You might not like it, but you have to respect it. But I'm saying for anybody that has moved out, ventured out, and finally became an adult and really have that independence of living, there's nothing wrong with getting help with family. And family loving and supporting in them ways, because we need them. That's what they're for. But they shouldn't control everything as to what you're supposed to do. As I said before, You ask them for advice, but you don't sit there and have to take it. You don't have to really listen to it if you don't want to. They shouldn't have to put pressure on you because everybody else did this in the family and it's been a, generation thing, or something's constantly been consistent throughout the years within the family. You break away from that if you feel as though it's not within you
Here's
to do.
a good question. Let me ask you, who's in the back of your head when you're making decisions?
Me. It should be me. It should be you, I would think. Because if it's not, that is a good question. Who's in the back of your mind when you need to make important decisions?
Whether it's a situation, a struggle.
But I say me, but ultimately, I know it's God that basically needs to be my priority.
The only one
Yeah.
in the back of your mind when you're making any type of decision for you. Unless it's like a die, he always used, unless it's a do or die situation, then yes, make those type of protocols. But if it's not, then sustain yourself and do what's best for you. Because you only get one life. And we said this from the beginning. You get one life. If you do not do your divine purpose, then you're living for someone else. And you are non-existent.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I definitely agree. As to...
I'm just asking myself that more often. Who am I? Who's in the back of my mind right now when I make this decision as of right now?
If
it's not me or God, then I don't know.
That is true. I mean, it's so true, though. I mean, you have to look at yourself and say, should I go to family or should I go to God?
Oh, yeah, he took it to all. He always takes it to all.
So you really want to really go to the point of going to God, because you have to really have that relationship with Him. Because family, they're there, but like I said, He's there all day and every day.
He's the one you're going to have to face. You got to think about the future. He's the one you're going to have to face by the end of the day.
Yeah, family will love you, but they can't claim you as a possession and say, oh, you can do this or you can marry this certain person. Who said that? You do whatever you want. You are able to do
as long as
whatever.
it's underneath God's love.
Yeah, and if God approves of it, that's fine and dandy. You know what I'm saying? He has the last say, not them.
And God wants you to be happy. God wants you to do what's best for Him and not family. Your spiritual family, He wants you to really kindle and grasp and grow with. But at the end of the day, if you can't get yourself together or get you right, then you can't do what God wants you to do at the end of the day.
That's true.
It all boils down to you.
So understand that sometimes families break apart because they feel like, oh, you're disrespecting the family, you're not respecting them, and, you're not giving them the honor as, to doing what it is that they wanted you to do.
You're very distant.
But, my thing is to you is, as long as you respect them in a sense of not cussing them out or, being ignorant or whatever the case, you can do whatever you want. Live your life for you, not for them, not to please them in any way. Because by the end of the day, sometimes family try to live their lives through you.
Of what they can accomplish themselves.
It's not what they can't, it's what they never did.
Or that. Well, because they can't do it themselves.
They're miserable. And so they're miserable. The miserableness comes in as to taking it out on the next person that's trying to build and rise their future.
They want you to stay at their level. They never want to, some family members don't ever want you to succeed. And unfortunately, sometimes it is someone close to your dear heart that you want to respect.
Yep.
Ultimately want to respect. But they want to see you down here because for them, for their sake. And you succeed and they're like, okay, well, come back down here, because you're too high up there and you're leaving me down here.
And the thing is with family, not only that, but it's all about competition. And that is a spirit, you know what I mean? A evil spirit within families of jealousy and hate and hateful and feel like people gotta, figure out who's better than who and who's going to surpass who. You're supposed to be in this thing together, You're supposed to be in this together to celebrate each other, love on each other, and root for each other. Because if you're sitting there attacking and going against each other, then how are you calling family? How is that word used when you're not really happy and supportive for another family member?
That's why they say love your brothers and sisters. That means everybody. It doesn't have to just be your family.
That's right.
That's why it's important that you get a spiritual family or get engaged, or even if you walk down the street and you see that spirit that you know that is, God's child, be loving to that person. Don't feel as though family, blood family, is thicker than water. Sometimes the water is your blood through God. Ooh. Yes. That blood thicker than water thing, that's out the door now. Because sometimes that water is your spiritual family.
No. I have to say, the blood is through God. And that blood right there.
Blood and water.
That blood right there is the best blood out of all of the other bloods. If we talk about God, being a real blood and having him in your life. And so I would say, that's the most important thing that you need as, to keep you covered under his blood. That's real blood. Family blood, yeah, but I say with God, you can never go wrong. And, whatever decisions you have, you go to him about all of your decisions, things you don't understand, whatever it is. And you give the rest of everything that you're thinking about, you give the rest up to him. And far as planning, doing, you can confide in your family with some things, but it's your life. Live it the way you want to live it. They can't live it for you. You can't please them, because that's the problem. We get in our ways and try to live for people, live for family, and prove their blessings on things, and it's never going to work. Because no matter how much we please them, it's still not going to be good enough. Because you know why? Part of that is we're not living to their standards for what they want us to do, or the fact is they're envying. So you can't win. So you might as well just live your life for who you are. Don't allow your family to claim you. Okay? Take back your life and have whatever it is you want to do in the near future. For all that it is, do it. Do it for you and nobody else. So we definitely, hopefully this impacted you as to what you need to do going forward. We thank you once again and tuning in with the Creative Mind of AJ's World. We look forward to doing this another week again. Thank you so much. Tune in next week. Please subscribe and like. Tell your friends all about us, and we appreciate it. All right. See you.
Thanks. Seek God first.